Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Wallaby Racing League episode 4. This is our weekly wrap-up stream on Silverstone, the iconic track of Silverstone. Tonight I'm also joined here by some of the usual guys. We've got a few that are currently away and trying to get back to their Xboxes. They're at work a little bit late. But I'm joined here by Kirko.
Hey, mate.
I'm joined here by Gumbo.
Howdy, howdy.
So, guys, thank you for joining. As per usual, guys, we're going to sit here. We're going to talk about the highs and the lows of what Silverstone, our first ever sprint race round for Wallaby Racing League, and how it all went. We're going to talk about some of the DNFs. We're going to talk about maybe some of the controversy. There's one that I definitely want to bring up that I think could rile a few feathers. But you know what? It's going to happen. But you know what, guys in the lobby at the moment, if you guys want to ready up, that would be fantastic. So Jack Sully is joining. We've got Gumbo Kebab in there. He's gonna keep it on track for us. He's gonna do a few laps around for us there. Now, before we get into it, guys, how did you guys go on Tuesday night? No, Sunday night. Sunday night.
Moving on.
I went good, I'd say, for me. Some quick boys in our Sunday league, so can't really expect anything more. I think I ended up P11. I finished like P8 or 7 on track. Penalties got me, but I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, look, from what we saw of your drive, it was fairly clean and a decent drive. Same with you, Kirko, as well, actually, mate. You finished P11 in the sprint race, which is quite up there. Was it P11? Yeah, P11. And then, obviously in the actual feature race itself, there may have been a few issues, but mate, I still think you're driving consistently and.
Yeah, I've just got to finish, mate. I've just got to finish.
Yeah. Like you were talking about, with us just before we went live, you did some 5 lappers with us in Easy Reaper's stream last night, and you were keeping up with the rest of us. So you've definitely got the pace. It's just the consistency that I think you can pull back. So, mate, keep it up. You're doing well. Same with you, Gumbo.
Yeah, that's what I sort of base it around. Just clean driving. So I just figured that if you drive clean, speed will come. I think it's something that everyone should instill into their racing.
Yeah, why are they not readying up, guys? Ready up.
Well,
1 second while we get
if we're gonna mention about clean driving, I am up the top with the most overtakes, grid positions.
Actually, yes. So I haven't put this stat in yet because I wanted to give it a few more races. But currently, Kirko for the Sunday League is tied in first place with defeated Damo, of all people, 2 of the best friends. They could have. Currently tied with, what was it? It was 17 overtakes. Yeah, so 17 overtakes in the last 5 races.
Is that overtakes or is that positions gained?
Positions gained, sorry.
Positions gained.
Let's join the party.
Jack Sully.
Oh, hey, Jack. Can you jump out, man, for us?
No worries.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, and I think myself and Henshi are tied second, 16.
Second in 16, yes.
Yeah.
Correct. And we've got...
Yeah. So, yeah, that is positions gained. Thanks, Sully, for clearing that one up as well. But, yeah, positions gained, so 17 positions in the last 5 races is still quite a massive feat in itself. And sorry, Gumbo, what were you saying there?
Oh, no, just myself and Henshi.
Henshi on 16.
Talking a bit.
I mean, him and Henshi on 16.
Yes.
And then after that would be Stroker Race on 13.
Okay.
So she's still pretty tight there on Sunday League.
I'm a bum.
Well, to be honest, the Tuesday League is even tighter.
It is, very much so.
Because we've got Birdie on 24, we've got MX Flinney, we got Goffey, Chasey, they're all sitting on 20 as well. So That's even tighter than the Tuesday league.
Lots of overtakes coming from the Tuesday league,
Oh,
so which is huge. But it is something definitely to be proud of. Especially if you do struggle during quali to get it up there and put it up with the rest of the guys, for you to be able to make up those positions, even with people DNFing and that sort of stuff, it means that you are showing that consistency to bring it up top. So again, it's definitely something that a lot of people, if you guys have that app, check out all the stuff that you can do there, because there is a lot you can do. You can set up your own rivals by looking at graphs of how many wins you've had compared to another driver. You can have a look at how many positions gained, how many people have had DNS, how many people have had penalties, which I'm constantly updating after all the penalties come through after the races. After the stewards' decisions, I should say. So if you don't have the app, reach out to one of the admins, and we'll get you that code straight away. It's not hard. Let us know, and we'll get you into that app so that you can follow along and set up your own rivalries. But we're going to go on to Sunday. So Sunday, we're going to talk about the drivers who currently took out P1. So we're going to talk about Relics, one of the newest members to the full-time Aston Martin seat, taking out his very first win of Wallaby Racing League. It's actually an actually no, it's not. I'm thinking of Tuesday. But Relics taking out the sprint race and the feature race, also taking out the fastest, the pole lap as well. And then followed by P2, which was Jack Sully, and P3, Andy Hannafan, who, this is where I'm going to get into the controversy, who I believe, and like I said, it's going to ruffle some feathers, I believe has an asterisk next to his name there.
this one's all yours, this one.
Yeah, look, I'm going to take it away from here for this one. So, obviously, as you guys may have been aware, may not have been aware, I don't think Tuesday guys have really been made privy to what happened. But on Sunday, what happened was Andy H went up the back of Rafa Pajala during the sprint race, which every that can happen. I believe it was wet out there as well. Unfortunately, broke too late, went up the back of him, spun Pajala, also broke his rear wing. Now Andy, being quite the sportsman that he is, shows high levels of sportsmanship, which I can absolutely 100% appreciate. Pulled over, waited for Pajala to regain position, and then drove off again. So eventually, essentially causing himself lots of time there. The steward's original decision was to allow the penalty to go as a no further action. To which we ended up rethinking. We actually ended up making a change because we focused too much on the emotions surrounding that sportsmanship.
Redressing. Yep.
The redressing. Yeah, we focused way too much around that. Whereas, we should have focused more on the incident at hand, which is the primary thing that we should have focused on, I guess I should say. Now, looking at that incident and how it actually affected Pajala's race, it actually took him way out of contention. He could have been a lot further up in the race, giving him a better start for the feature race, essentially giving him maybe a better position, finishing position for that feature race too. So we didn't take all of that into account. Eventually, when we changed the outcome, Andy Hannafan got a 10-second time penalty and 2 strikes against his license, and it was left as that. It didn't make any difference to his finishing positions really anyway, because he didn't finish inside the points for the sprint race, so he wasn't going to gain any points. Andy then appealed it, which went into the appeals team's hands, and they again overturned that decision. Now I trust the appeals team to make the right calls and everything, I really do, but in this case I believe they made the wrong call. Their reasoning behind it was that in real life, if an incident like that was to happen, a driver would redress and then there would be no penalty. And this is my point. This is where my point comes in. I cannot think of an instance in racing history where a driver has run up the back of somebody, spun that car, given them damage, and then the driver at fault has pulled over and let that car pass. They wouldn't do that. The only time they will ever pull over and redress a position is if the FIA tells them, hey, you've overtaken off track, give the position back.
Correct.
So this is where my big thing comes in. They've taken the emotion around that whole sportsmanship into account, and it wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed. And again, I feel bad because I don't want to take anything away from Andy. He was definitely showing good sportsmanship. It was fantastic sportsmanship, and I give him kudos for it. But Top in chat, he says, on reflection, I think we made the wrong decision. But it's in the past, we've learned from what we did. So, and that's coming from one of the appeals members there. So, it is what it is. But that's why we talk about it now. It's that controversy that we want to bring up so that these things don't happen. But yeah, so what's happening here? But look, we look at into the future. Admins have now made the decision to just not allow redressing whatsoever, because there's multiple reasons. One, you can't stop on track anyway. It's illegal to stop on track. Two, it can cause confusion to the cars behind you. If you're pulling off to the side of the track and you're driving really slowly and the car's coming up really fast behind you, especially if they're very inexperienced drivers, aren't going to know what to do. They're going to panic and go, ooh, 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 and then it's going to cause chaos behind you.
That would be me.
Well, there you go. And actually, even then, sometimes me. Honestly, sometimes me, especially if you go, well, has that person got a illegal overtake that glitch causes? There's so many different reasons behind it. But yeah, so that's my sort of rant for the week. I think the league in total made the wrong call. It wasn't just the appeals. Stewards made the wrong call originally. We then set the decision right. And honestly, I think in the end we sort of rewarded bad driving and not the opposite way around that it should have been. We should have rewarded the penalty to the person who was actually taken out of it. So
at the end of the day, it's the first time we've ever seen any redressing. Like, we've never seen that before.
Exactly.
No one's ever seen this before.
Exactly right.
So no one actually. So like you said, we did focus on that because no one's actually stopped on track and let another car go.
We did want to highlight it to the league as well, didn't we?
Yeah. It was fair. Let him go, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you go back on track, they both dropped a lot of places in the meantime, but at the end of the day, the driver caused damage to another driver, so that's what we've got to look at. So
we've ended up as I said, admins have made the decision to just not allow redressing whatsoever. If you've damaged someone, you've caused someone to spin, that person will most likely put a report in on you anyway. That will go to the stewards, and you're just going to take the penalty. If you want to appeal it, you can appeal it, and if it gets overturned, it gets overturned. But if you think that you're at fault, and in like this instance, Andy was definitely at fault. He even admitted it in his appeal, but he should have taken the penalty and just gone, yep, it was my mistake. So, but it's in the past. It's in the past. So we move on, I guess. Do you guys have anything more you want to say on that?
I do actually.
In terms of maybe,
actually. When there is something like that, like an incident like that, I should say, can we not have so much carry on about it and just let the stewards and the appeals team look after it? Can we just throw in your clip, put your defense in or whatever, and just leave it at that, and then just let the stewards.
Again, I think this is a hard one. Like I definitely agree with you. We shouldn't have had so much carry on, but this being a first instance for anyone.
Yeah,
sort
it
of.
was.
I think this is, even Pajala. He runs his own league, and I don't even think he's seen this.
No, he hasn't.
So I don't. Yeah. So it did definitely spark a bit of a heated debate in chat, which is 100% why the stewards re-looked at the incident and went, hang on a minute, I think we've made a mistake here. And that's why I made the formal apology in the chat as well, because it was me who actually led the entire conversation from the start, saying, look, he's got he's given the redress. I think he's shown great sportsmanship. We need to let this go. And then, I led the conversation, and then the other two stewards went, yeah, we totally agree. So we looked at that, and it was me that but it was me that drew their attention to this incident.
The redress instead of the incident.
The redress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then when I was reading
fine.
chat, and then everything was coming to my attention, I was like, holy crap. These guys are right. I focused way too much on the emotion of surrounding the incident, not the incident itself. So that's when I went back to stewards. And even then, both stewards looked at the incident again and went, hang on, we're right, we're wrong here. We've made the wrong decision. We need to correct this, which we did.
Mate, the way I look at it is it's a live and learn lesson. Like no one's seen it before. We've actually had to deal with it, and now we're like, okay, let's fix the situations. That way we don't have to deal with this again.
Yeah. So even Top in chat says, if I'm not wrong, if you think you're at fault and you want to show sportsmanship, put a pen in against yourself. And I agree. I've done that in the past.
Yeah,
I've put a penalty in against myself.
You did that last season, I think, didn't you?
Last season, yeah.
Yeah,
and
last
I've
season.
done it in another league as well. So, but I think that's enough on that topic. Obviously, we wanted to bring it to everyone's attention just to say, hey, we acknowledge that a mistake was made, and I still believe, yes, it was a mistake. And even a member of the appeals team has reflected on it and said, yeah, I think we made the wrong call. So we've reflected on it. We've brought it out to everyone's attention. So now it's time to get to racing, and we move the hell on. What do you think?
All right, let's talk about our superstars.
Excellent. Go for it.
Oh, Andy H sitting on 143 points on the Sunday League. Toppy on 127. Alright, let's go back to the Sunday League. Andy H 143. The gap is only... Still got ya?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm listening to you.
Yep, sorry, just went very
Hang
quiet.
on a second. Looks like Gumbo may have had a moment. So I'm going to bring it on board with Gumbo for a little bit.
That's okay, sorry.
He does, he's got a pen.
Okay. Alright, so
Go
we'll go to the Sunday League. We got Andy Hayes sitting on 143 points. Car Game at 124, J-Rock at 103, and Jack Sully on 102. So if Andy H has a DNF, Car Gamer can get right up there. He's going to take the lead.
Yeah.
Right there. There's 32 points on offer. Right? And then we got J-Rocket on 103. Right? So if he gets even second or third, he can go into second position. We got Jack Sully on 102.
Yeah.
102 points behind J-Rocket, which is in third at the moment. So he only needs 2-3 points to bump up. But if he gets in the top 4, he can also bump right up to the top in the 140 position, 140 points position as well. And then we go down to the Tuesday League. We got Toppy on 127. We got Bremer on 93. We got Mad Dog on 82. And we got Driver 48, which has come out of nowhere.
Oh, you're looking at Tuesday's league?
Yeah, Tuesday now.
Oh, hang on. One sec. Hey, let's just keep going on about Sunday.
Oh, sorry,
we'll
mate.
Come back to Tuesday.
Yep, sorry.
No, all good.
Bit fast.
So yeah, as you can see there, like Kirko's just said, that top 4 is still anyone's game.
It is. It looks big, but it's not big.
Yeah, that battle between Jack Sully and J Rocket is now starting to open up. Being a point apart from each other, so it's going to be interesting to see those two battling. But Cargamer is, I've spoken to Cargamer. He wants that second title, but at the moment I think Andy H wants it that little bit more.
There's not a big gap there, but is there? Like, there's only 20 points
No.
in it. I mean, 20 points. That's fourth place. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Now, when we look at the other thing though is that when we look at the constructors' standings, this is where it tells a whole different story.
Oh yeah, I haven't
So
done
you look at Ferrari.
Sorry, I haven't done
That's
the
all right.
constructors.
It's on stream currently. But if you have a look at the Ferrari, so they're sitting on 179 points, still in the lead. But McLaren have made a massive, massive jump after the last few races, with both McLaren drivers, the henchman and Jack Sully, finishing with some really good haulage of points. Now sitting on 173 points, so only 6 points the difference to Ferrari.
Oh.
So, unfortunately for Ferrari, only one of their drivers at the moment is really performing to the top that he can. Then you've got Cub, who I really think has a lot more in him. He's just having some really bad luck. I mean, I know at Silverstone he just couldn't get the setup right. His back end was real slippy. Previous races before that, he was obviously away for a couple of races because he's had family come and see him, or his partner come and see him, and other stuff going on. So he's had to miss a few races. So he's had his teammates step in his place. But I think with him now back, I think full time, is going to be really good for him because he can get his races in, get his practice in. Obviously, he's here at the moment practicing for Hungary next week, and I reckon he can really put it back up there into some decent points to get Ferrari back on top. And then behind that, you've got, again, it's the top four. You've got the Red Bull on 150 points, and then the AlphaTauri on 145. So, Alfa Romeo on 145, I should say. Now, speaking of Alfa Romeo, we actually have Gumbo currently on track. So, Gumbo, while you're on track, mate, do you want to tell us how it is? How's it feeling for 2022 Formula One in these new cars?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, to be honest with you. I'm probably not the best person to speak about, but I like this track, so. But look at accelerator out in front.
Yeah, 15 seconds the gap. So with you on track at the moment, how do you think you're gonna fare on Sunday?
Oh mate,
Obviously getting a little bit of.
I'm just thinking that if I finish in the top 10, I'll be happy. I mean, like I said, the Sunday, in my mind, the Sunday lineup is stronger than the Tuesday lineup.
Yep.
So it doesn't favour me at all. So if I can scrape the top 10, I'll be happy.
Yeah, look, I think you can both do it. You're not far off of it, so I think Gumbo, you are in the top 10. I think Kirko, you're pretty close to it.
I'm not too far off it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you guys are still in for a good run there.
I think
let's
Accelerator had a bit of a spin.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He certainly has. Let's not forget, guys,
Anyways.
when we can organise it, it'll be a 10 versus 10.
Yes.
Let's not forget that, guys.
Now,
so,
speaking of which, Pajala has actually thrown in an idea, and I want to get your guys' thoughts of this. During this Friday night wrap-up stream, we bring in the top 3 drivers from both nights' races on Friday night and see if we can get them both competing to see who can take out the first position on top on the same track.
it's not a bad idea, actually.
I really like that idea. I love that idea. Top had a similar idea, bringing both P1 drivers and just going a 1v1 battle. But I think that 3v3 will add a bit more into it. They might even try and help their own league out. There's a Sunday driver who's behind me who's faster than me. I'm going to give him the stream and then move over for him. So, I think there could be a lot more strategy involved to try and keep your guys up on top every week. So I think it's something that we should definitely look into, and I'm definitely all for it. So Yes. But anyways, let's move on. We move on to Tuesday. So Tuesday's league, we see a whole new podium here on Tuesday night. We see Mad Dog take out his, and everybody knows that we saw Mad Dog take out his first victory.
I'm just checking my notes here. I can't see Duck Puncher anywhere. No,
Duck Puncher wasn't there.
there.
Duck Puncher was right down the back. On Tuesday night, obviously, we saw Mad Dog take the win, shirtless, drinking water out of a boot. He says it's wine. We think it's water.
Well, we're all
but, you know,
confident it's water.
Congratulations to him though for taking out his first victory with WRL.
Yeah, kudos.
And then we move on to then our newest member with his first ever race for Wallaby Racing League, Urban Growth in P2. And then we move on to the guy that I thought would not make it anywhere up the front, and that's Accelerator. Obviously he did. He's obviously had a look at. Ooh, there's a bit of a moment on track. Accelerator has tapped the back of McFlurry there. That's all right. But yeah, Accelerator, as I speak about him, obviously goes into P3 for his first ever podium with Wallaby Racing League. So congratulations to those three guys. They absolutely killed it. And obviously I can't leave out Top. He was in P1 for the qualifying. Went P1 for the sprint race, and then unfortunately him and Accelerator had a moment on turn 1, and Top unfortunately came off second best. But I've got to hand it to them. Again, you know, this comes down to sportsmanship. Both of them, I think, admitted fault to each other and said, I think we're both at fault. We think it's a racing incident. But yeah. So I've got to hand it to those two for just being really respectful drivers towards each other. Top saying he needed some points, so he's lucky he got P3. Well done. But we move on to the drivers' standings. So, guys, Kirko, do you want to take that one away with the standings, mate?
Driver standings. Where do you want me to start? You want me to start Sunday or Tuesday?
No, just Tuesday, man. You've spoken about Sunday.
Here they all come. Here's the cavalry.
So the standings so far on a Tuesday, obviously, Top. He's blitzing the field at the moment. I'm sitting on 127 points. Bremer on 93, Mad Dog 82, Driver 48, sitting there on 68. So.
Yeah, look, again, this is another one.
If he gets, Driver 48, he snuck up there a little bit, but if he gets like top 3, top 4, he still gets that extra 20 points, so that'll bump him right up to 88. From 4th place. And even Bremer, to be honest, he's only 32 points behind. And
yeah, you're right.
And that's a win, right there.
Yeah, the thing is with Tuesday's league as well, these standings are changing so much. It's not funny. If I go back and I look at last week's standings for Tuesday, so in P1 obviously you still had Top, P2 you still had Bird. You still had Bremer, but in P3 you actually had Driver and Bird. Now, if you look at it, they've moved to 4th and 5th. They've swapped places there. And Mad Dog has jumped from P10 all the way up to P3. And then even then, look at myself. I've dropped from P5 down to P8. So, there's a lot of position changes with Tuesday's league. It's very, in my opinion, a very equal-based league.
Sorry, keep going.
No, you're right. Keep going.
Oh, I was going to say, it's the whole top 15 get points. That's the whole...
Yeah.
12 and up get some serious good points.
Absolutely. And, we've still got to look at... you got to look at Wood Willie. He, unfortunately, still on 0 points after 5 races now and a sprint race. And actually I'm going to touch base on Wood Willie in a minute too, and MX Flinny, because both of those are in the naughty books.
They are
not
in
sure
the
if many of
naughty
you know
corner.
this.
They are in the naughty
Yes.
corner. They are staring at a black wall.
So these two here. So MX Flinny, I'm going to start with him. Had rear wing damage. He has messaged me and told me what he did. So he had rear wing damage. On stream, you can actually see a driver pass him. He's on track facing the wrong way, trying to turn around, and then DNF. So he retired on track. MX Flinny has now, as a reason for that, received a quali ban for the next race. So he's going to be doing it the hard way, starting from down the back. Wood Willie also did the same thing. He also retired on track. However, he retired on track twice. So once in the sprint and once in the feature. So as a result, stewards were left with no choice other than to hand Wood Willie a race ban. So he will not be racing. No one will be racing in his car next week. So we will be down to 19 drivers on the grid next week here in Hungary for Tuesday's league. Unfortunately, at one of the worst tracks to start at the back too. Yeah, it is absolutely top. This track is very hard for overtaking. So, we'll have to see what MX Flinny can do, and we've seen some of the dive bombs that MX Flinny can do. So
did you just say something about Toppy overtaking?
No, I was saying that. So Top was saying that it's one of the worst tracks to start at the back.
Oh, Toppy never overtakes anyone. That's my point. Like
no, but he's saying that MX Flinny has to start from the back on this track, which is the worst track to overtake on. So that's what he's getting at there. But anyways, we move on to the constructors. So again, this one Williams is are in their own league here. Birdie is putting in some excellent points here to support Top, and unfortunately, they've now shot right up the ladder, sitting on 190 points in the constructors' placings. And then you've got Ferrari behind them on 125, so you can see the distance there between them. And then AlphaTauri on 117, Haas on 115, and Mercedes on 112. So P3, P4, and P5, actually even P2 through to P5, it's very close between them. So, yeah, Toppy's saying he's got the best teammate, absolutely. And I believe we had McFlurry come in and say Max Verstappen could do it, so why not Flinny? Max Verstappen's a professional racer. Flinny's not. That's my reasoning. But yeah, look, I think at the moment as well, Gumbo, you wanted to touch on something with in regards to clean racing, didn't you?
100%, mate. If you just give me 2 laps, we'll get back to it. I'm sort of concentrating. Yeah. I can't concentrate. This is a bad idea, Doug.
That's all good.
I said I shouldn't race.
It's a bad idea. Look at this. So we're looking at the tyre degradation there between McFlurry and the Cub on track, because McFlurry is trying hard to chase down the Cub in front, but he's got a 10-second gap there. The Cub right on the back of Gumbo on the back of Driver, and Driver 3 seconds to accelerator ahead. Jack Sully struggling in P6 on the back of McFlurry. It's going to be chasing him down very soon, and then War Machine 1 minute and 10 behind this. This is coming from... Oh, Gumbo gets a penalty. Oh. And this is coming from... Is that... No, it's not. And this is coming from War Machine, who in chat...
Really took McFlurry out. Sorry, mate.
That's all good. In chat, actually gave himself a bit of a talking up too. Said, he's got really good pace around this track. And unfortunately, at the moment, he's just not showing it. So, he's been lapped. So, I guess we'll see. Lapped by the entire field. So, I guess we've got to see how he goes on a proper race weekend. Hopefully, he can get his setup right, but we'll see. We'll see there.
Oh, that was War Machine. It wasn't...
What was that, sorry?
It was War Machine that was behind me.
Oh, yeah. He would have been ghosted too. Oh, that's the other thing, actually, that I did want to mention. Sorry, guys, I forgot. So, obviously, the voting has completed in terms of the ghosting rule being kept on and being kept off. We are going to be keeping it on. You guys won that vote. We've heard it. We've listened. It was a pretty close battle, though. 22 votes for on and 18 votes for off. I'm not going to lie. Me, personally, I'm a little bit disappointed in that outcome, but oh well. War Machines, yeah. My mum annoyingly called me, so I went AI. Yep. Owen McFlurry's had a spin. Yeah, so ghosting is going to stay on. However, those drivers that are sitting at the back of the grid that are being blue flagged,
had a big river.
It is going to be watched. Drivers want to put in a report for blue flags who don't get out of the way. They will be penalised. There is no if, buts, maybes about it. There's not really going to be an appeal that you can make. I can't see why you could make an appeal or how you could make the appeal, but it will happen. That penalty will be coming their way. So, guys, bit of advice: move the hell out of the way. Get out of the way. Let the fast drivers through. There are a lot of drivers in the league who do get out of the way. I know Kirko, you're a big advocate. Gumbo, you guys are a big advocate for it. If you're going blue flag, just moving out of the way it's not hard.
You're down a full lap anyway. You're down a full lap.
Yep.
Like, I understand you want to get that lap back, but you know what? If you're getting lapped, the race is over. It's just that simple.
Exactly right. Yeah. Which leads you on to your rant.
Yeah, well, cleanliness of driving. Like, I see it a lot. People overtaking in places they shouldn't, and stuff like that. Like, I just feel that if you drive cleaner, the speed will come. Don't try and push the fact because you end up in a worse spot. And then if you continuously do it, then other things come into play. Like, then Duck will reevaluate your position in the league. So what's the harm in just drive clean? If you feel like, especially some corners, like on a chicane, you're not overtaking anyone, so don't even bother.
Yeah.
Like, just stuff like that. Like, it's only a minor rant.
Tops had his say. Tops made a comment in chat, which definitely backs you up. If you are getting lapped, you don't have the pace to get it back at that time anyway. So, just move. Yeah.
I confirm.
You there?
I confirm. Yes. I was just reading the chat.
Sorry, you went very quiet.
No, I was just confirming.
Yeah. So, look, I definitely agree. I think it's not just the blue flag stuff. It's definitely some of the moves down the inside on corners that it's just not open. So yeah, look, I definitely agree. There's things that need to really be looked at, and that comes down to the driver. If we have people talking of making us a clean league. That comes down to the drivers. It doesn't come down to the admin. It doesn't come down to the stewards. We're there to try and police it as best as we can. But essentially, that driving comes down to you. You're in control of the vehicle. You're in control of your controller, your steering wheel, whatever. So you have every ability to try and make it clean.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Like, I tell you right now, last week on Sunday, I overtook maybe 5 people in the race.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, before that race, I hadn't overtaken anyone other than if they've spun or anything like that. So what I'm trying to say is now I feel a little more confident with it. So just be patient, and eventually it'll come to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, guys, we're gonna move on to our final 2 bits. We're gonna play the highlight clips last, but first we're gonna play our Zinger Box moment of the week. So keep an eye on the stream. It will tell you who has won it on stream. We're not going to announce it right now, but keep a close eye. You will see who it is because it does get mentioned, and you can see the driver So I'm going to bring it over to that now. So watch closely.
Did someone say KFC?
Ooh, almost on the mic there.
Oh, there's a bit of a tap on the back there. No, it looks like Cub's struggling a little bit. I think he's struggling under pressure.
Yeah, is he struggling under pressure or
Those soft tyres are about to go.
soft tyres are maybe gone?
Yep. That was a beautiful entry into Cops from Gumbo. Right here is where he'd want to back out and just get the better run in the exits. Oh, and it's nicely done up the inside. Wow.
That was a good pass.
That was an excellent pass up the inside.
Say KFC.
Hey everybody, so we are back. So as you can see, the one and only Gumbo Kebab has taken out the Zinger Box moment of the week. So Gumbo, congratulations. That move down the inside on Beckett's was absolutely insane. Obviously you had most votes in chat in the chat there, but it was just unreal. The battle having it, the battle at the start, tapping the rear. Which, obviously the driver in front did slow down a little bit too much in my opinion. But then that full chase outside of Cops, you had the best run. Then coming into it, looked like you backed out for the smart move, and you saw the move, you saw the gap, and you went for it, and it was just perfectly done. So, mate, I've got to say, well done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I know I was pretty chuffed over it, I've got to admit, but like I said, I don't overtake much. I really don't overtake much, and it just worked out, I suppose. And
it's funny when you don't overtake much. When you get a really good overtake like that, man, you get so excited, hey?
Oh, 100%. You saw me in the chat, like with you guys, like our little chat thing we got, and I'm like, oh, look at this. So I did get a little excited over it, but thanks for voting me. I might have put a sneaky little vote on myself too, just to get the edge.
Even Toppy has come into the chat and said that was one of the best overtakes I've ever seen. So it's coming from Top, Tuesday leader, massively out in front there. So it's a big compliment there as well.
Cheers, Toppy.
But guys, everybody in chat, everybody when you're listening to this later, get your clips in. Doesn't matter how bad you think they are or how good you think they are, get them in. Doesn't matter if they're funny, if it's a crash, whatever. We're not always going to be picking overtakes. We're not always going to be picking, finishing positions or starts or anything like that. We're going to be picking crashes as well. So get those clips in.
How did you spin there? How did you do that?
He's just saying.
No, I'm just saying that. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah. So exactly right. Sorry, I'm with you now.
How did your car end up upside down? Wow.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just anything. Doesn't matter.
Get them in, because guys, this is a meal paid for, by the one and only Kirko here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the photo in tonight, but if you guys go to general chat, you can see that. That Jack Sully received his free meal.
It wasn't a Zinger box.
It wasn't a Zinger box, so it doesn't have to just be a Zinger box. I mean, obviously, run it past Kirko first. But he's sitting on the beach with a couple of pizzas for him and his mates. And guys, he was given to him as a reward for his driving. So, guys,
get him in, man.
That's all I can say is get him in. All right. Guys, that's going to end us for the night. We're going to finish it off with the highlights reel, and that will be it. So join us again on Sunday night as we go live around Hungary, which is the track you just saw. It's going to be a very quick, very fast run. This track is brutal. Don't hit the curbs. Stay off curbs. Got to stay off the curbs. make the overtakes where you can make the overtakes, because this track is notoriously hard to overtake on. And then we're joined again
With all that
on-
insight, do you want to engineer for me on Sunday, or are you busy? Oh, yeah.
I'll be doing comms, mate.
Yeah, no, I was just if you want to tell me out or not.
So I'll be there. I'll be on comms with Matty Skills this weekend. So it'll be a very upbeat commentary this week. Everyone knows how Matty Skills is.
Yeah, he'll help me out.
Gets that excitement levels right up. And then turn 1 and 2. That's about it. And then obviously we're joined again on Tuesday night as we go live at 8 p.m. Around the same track in Hungary.
By the old fellas.
Again,
The old fellas.
Yep. So we will see a lot of the Tuesday boys really putting a fight to top to try and rein him in a little bit. Try and rein in the Williams team constructors points a little bit. Toppy has said that he's not going to be letting his position change. He's going to be staying P1 from start to finish. So let's see if he can get that done. But guys, I bid you farewell. Gumbo, Kirko, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Obviously, you guys will be here on Tuesday night doing comms, and then back with me on Friday for our weekly wrap-up.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thanks for having us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Follow
Thank
if you
you.
haven't followed already.
Absolutely. Yeah, also, guys, I will actually say we do have a YouTube channel. So head to YouTube, look up Wallaby Racing League. All of our races are being uploaded to that. And also our weekly wrap-ups are also being uploaded to that as well. And obviously, YouTube is a little bit user-friendly in terms of finding the position you want to get to in that race, like by swiping the bar. So, guys, jump on board there, give it a follow, give it a like, give it a subscribe, whatever you need to do. Punch that notification bell. I'm going to be like a YouTuber now. I feel dirty.
Ooh.
Anyways, we're going to show that highlight clip. So, guys, good night.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And that's it. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights are out. No, they're not. I'll be with Flurry. Drive through penalty for a jump start. It was a very long set of lights there. I'm not too sure what.
Ooh.
And Andy H down in P5. Panache staying right where he is. Kano. Oh, Andy H is now around and right down the back of the grid with his teammate.
Oh. He's going to sort of run a little blob there. Oh, that makes it
Oh, dark. Look at that.
Oh, easy. Ready for the slingshot behind him.
Oh, we've got a Mercedes around that's defeated Damo. Almost collecting cars on his way. Struggling in the wet, so that puts defeated Damo right down in the feet.
What is having a bit of a battle here with Accelerator? Look at this, side by side. Oh.
Easy Reaper and MX20.
Is anyone going to pull out?
And he is catching them at a rate of knots. Already on the backside of him, but already down to 3% ERS too. This is going to be hell for him coming through Mackett's and Beckett's. We've got the driver of the Ferrari, moves out of the way. Goes down the inside. This is just chaos through here. Gets 2 cars through there. Beautiful driving. Now on the back of Owen Flurry as he opens up his DRS.
Urban's about to take off here. Look at that.
Right,
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Goff is holding it there. Not making it easy.
Oh, you'll get it done.
Those have got a great start on Rapid Relics ahead. Car Gamer now moves into P5 still, no one, but gets forced wide by the car next to him, which is Jay Rockets. Oh, there's some Mercedes around. Panache sent Car Gamer into a wall.
Little battle for a while. Oh, well, there you go.
Beautiful entry into Cops from Gumbo. Right here is where he'd want to back out, just let get the better run in the exits. And it's nicely done up the inside. Wow. But that's it.